What's up, guys? It is Tony and Caesar from Lowell Paintball. Today, we are answering your questions you put on the Facebook page, Ask Us Anything.
But don't forget, here's our sponsor, PB Swag Bag.
Use our code LWP10 at checkout to save 10% off your first monthly subscription. But wait, Mark, who is the best source for paintball?
LoneWolfPaintball.com.
That's not Mark, but that's Caesar. Okay, let's get on with your questions. Let's go.
All right.
Sorry, Mark.
No problem.
Took your thunder, my friend.
Boom.
Hey, Mark.
Uh-oh.
How you doing?
Oh, boy. We're getting interesting.
Doing good. All right. First question. Kevin Stu, he wants to know, do you guys price match?
Kevin, yes, we will pretty much price match anything that's current on the market. Old product, probably not. Just give us a call here at the Pro Shop, 586-463-9500, and speak to Rose, Corey, Fitz, Caesar, wherever you want to, and we can get you set up with something that you like.
It's got to be a reputable site, though. It can't be
Correct.
like my friend
correct.
Bob, he's selling his CS2 out of his garage.
Yeah, it can't
Put it
be.
on our
That's what I'm
website.
Call us here, and we'll definitely let you know, like, yes or no. But for the most, 90% of the time, we can definitely price match because a lot of dealers like us are at MAP pricing. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that usually works. Phone call.
Yep.
Here's the one thing that I always fail out is names, so I apologize. Tarbolale.
Oh, it'll be on the screen.
Yep, it is. When dose the speedball field open? I'm just reading
When
what it
dose
says.
the speedball
When
field
At
dose
Lone
the
Wolf,
speedball-
it should be sometime this year. Are we talking about the Metamora field? Because there's a lot of speedball fields that are open.
It's on our thing. I would assume it's our.
Hopefully
One of
it's our
fields,
Metamora.
Metamora is definitely working on getting a fully turfed or seeded airball field out there, so it's up to them. They're working on it currently. I definitely know that much.
Yep. Be this year sometime.
Okay.
In the near future.
Nope.
In the near future.
All right.
You got next, Mark.
Denny Ortman. What is the difference between the Freak and the Freak XL kit? My shocker came with the XL, but only one insert. So should I get the rest of the inserts for the XL, or does the normal Freak kit fit?
Yes. XLs.
You need XLs.
Yep. All the actual shockers and Luxes come with XL inserts now.
So the original ones are 5-inch. The XLs are 8-inch. So if you have an XL, you need to use 8-inch inserts. You need to buy XLs.
What happens if I put a 5-inch old Freak insert
No
in
bueno.
It'll break right past 5 inches of.
It's not going to be looking good in there. Make sure you buy the XL inserts.
There? All right. Next up, Michael Young. I showed Tony this picture earlier. The screws on the bonnet of his tank were not fully tightened from the factory, but I didn't find that out until the bonnet would twist with the reg when I tried to remove it from my marker. If I scrape off the loose metal shavings and clean it up, is this regulator still usable? I don't want to replace the reg if I don't have to, but I also don't want to play with fire by using a faulty reg with a pressurized 68-4500 tank.
You should be able to clean that off.
Correct. The picture that Mark showed me earlier, obviously giving anybody any air pressure advice can be very dangerous. It looks like he only took off 1 or 2 layers of the thread with those set screws not all the way in there. Looked like he had plenty enough thread left on the actual tank or the actual regulator for that bonnet to screw back on without having to worry about that thing flying off. So depending on how many threads you have left, which that picture I saw looked pretty good. You had a lot of meat left on that regulator. Should be good to go. Just make sure those set screws are nice and tight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know sometimes, obviously, like you said, from the factory, they're going through tank after tank, not tightening them all the way down. Anybody with a brand new tank out there, bust out your Allen wrenches, make sure those set screws around the bonnet are nice and tight.
Yeah, the photo, which is on the screen, it doesn't look like the threads are really damaged at all. The area that he's talking about is below the threads.
Yeah, it looked like he had plenty enough thread meat left for that not to be an issue.
So basically the undercut area.
Correct. Yeah,
Yep.
the undercut. Yep. He
All
caught
right.
it before it was too late. Good for him.
Miguel Angelo Palma Rosa.
Wow.
Yeah. New players in the game. Started 1 year ago, me and my 2 sons. My older has an HK Army Saber, and I'm getting the same for me and my younger. My boys asked me if it's possible to start doing 3-on-3 tournament, and if these markers are okay to start, and if there is a 3-on-3 tournament. Thanks.
There's usually 3-on-3 tournaments in a lot of areas.
All across the country for sure.
I mean, don't forget, the gun doesn't make the player. The player makes the gun. So
That is
you can
true.
play with any marker you want. Saber's a good starter gun. Back in the day, I used to play with, a Tittman Pro-Am.
Yeah, super old school guns. I mean,
Yeah.
well, eventually you're going to upgrade. Obviously, the Saber is
Yep.
a good beginner gun. You'll get in your first tournament. You're probably going to take some lumps and bruises, but don't let that discourage you by any means. You'll get better, that's for sure.
For sure. I mean, like I said, I took my lumps from day one.
Yeah, you did. Still showing today.
Still showing it.
Still has all the lumps.
I'm losing some lumps.
Will McVeigh, I have 2 questions for you guys. First, I want to thank you guys for answering my questions in your last video, especially about pricing for large groups at my local field. And to answer Caesar's question, I do live in Michigan and my home field is Hell's. Which hopper, in your guys' opinion, do you think works better, Die R2, Bunker King's Control, or Aspire? So that's the first question. Die R2, Bunker King's Control. He didn't say which Spire, so I'm going to assume the 4 since he's comparing it to a Control.
Well, I mean, we both use rotors, so
For me, it's definitely going to be the R2 or the Spire, depending on what features you want. That R2 has the expandable 200 to 260 paintballs, so that's a really cool feature. It's got the anti-jam shark tooth. Spire, on the other hand, has a nice hinge, spring ramp. Both really, really good hoppers. You're not going to go wrong. I mean, in last place, sadly, I would probably put that control loader down there. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I use a rotor.
Yeah. Would go.
All right, and his second question is, do we offer anything for veterans at the field or pro shop? Any kind of discount?
Normally in the
Military,
pro shop,
yes.
for sure. Military vets, 10% off in the pro shop, no doubt. Come on in and see us. We'll take care of you. At the field, I'm not quite sure. It would be up to them since we don't really run the field side per se. But normally they definitely take care of active military and vets.
What about Stolen Valor people?
No, we don't mess with Stolen Valor.
All right, checking. Thought I'd catch you.
People that say they were, but
yeah.
we don't play around with that.
All right.
There's
Keegan
a place-
Fosser. I'm in the market for a new marker with a budget of around $400. I'm considering an Empire Mini GS and a JT Impulse. I understand the JT Impulse is no longer in production and parts may be scarce, but it seems like a steal to get a brand new one for $400 when they were originally priced at $1,000. Have you guys used both of them? And if so, which would you say performs better?
The Mini GS, I mean, it doesn't matter. If the gun's out of production, it's out of production. You're not going to get any parts to ever rebuild it. God forbid that the board goes out on it.
That's true.
Then you just wasted $400.
It seems like he's just saying it seems like a great steal of a deal. That originally priced at $1,000, now
Yeah.
$400. The gun went out of production for a reason. Not saying it's a bad gun, but when you will need parts down the road at some point in time, you won't be able to find them. That's going to be the hard part. I would go with the Mini. What was the other one? Mini GS and
JT Impulse.
yeah, Mini GS all day. We've got videos on the channel already. That gun shoots 11 to 12 pods. It's an absolute workhorse for the price.
Out of curiosity, just my question, was the JT Impulse like ahead of its time or anything? Or was it a beginner gun back then?
No. It was cool, lightweight, kind of looked just like an Ego, and just never really took off because obviously PE had the market cornered, in my opinion, at that point in time when they released it. So people are like, I'm just going to get an Ego.
Doesn't JT know they need to stay with masks and soft goods? God.
Pro Flex all the way for JT.
Yep. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, pretty much.
Caroline Langbin? Man, I'm just butchering these names.
Butchering.
All he
He's
said,
at the meat shop.
yeah, and that was a guy. He says, thank you very much. That's all. Just want
Oh.
to say thanks.
All right. Thank
Welcome.
you.
All right. Bo Bear Martins.
He's killing these names. I love it. It's some interesting
At least
ones.
I could read the comments. I
that's-
just can't read the names. Names slaughter me. Getting back into paintball. Got around $500 to $700 for a marker. Based on your expertise, should I go for a new Etha 2, a used LV1, or a used shocker amp? Or is there something better?
Stay clear of buying anybody's used stuff. I mean, there's a reason why they're getting ready. None of those guns are bad at all,
Yeah.
but preferably buy new.
And you just don't know, like you said, none of those guns are bad. You just don't know what you're getting. Like the shocker amp used or what, I mean, those guns are great, brand new, coming with the warranty, but if you bought it from some guy off of Craigslist, you don't know, is the solenoid blown? Is the board bad? Is just...
Unless it's a best friend, it's like you've seen that marker being used, that's a different story. But leave the problems to someone else.
Yeah, true. Try to buy new, and like you said, unless you like really know it was your brother or your best friend, you know the gun wasn't dropped in water. So buy new unless you know exactly where that gun came from.
Not that I don't work on a lot of guns here. I mean,
fair, but know where you're getting it from.
Steven Steinhelper. What's the opinion on the best mechanical marker that's available?
Ooh, you're talking to Mr. Mechanical himself right here. So right now, currently available that you can buy.
Currently available that you can buy. I mean, if you can get your hands on EMAC, then get an EMAC. Then the next one above that would be the GOG. What's the name of it?
What, the Enemy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very entry-level beginner.
But I'm saying is it's still a mechanical gun.
For sure.
I mean,
That's better than a 170 or
yeah, but they're
170.
but you got it. They're not
the
really
price.
making a mechanical 170 yet. You know what I mean?
The M170s were out. They've been hard to get.
$650.
Yeah, yeah.
But for around $250, under 300, to get an EMAC, that I mean, hands down, and they're used in tournament ball like crazy.
Yeah, EMACs are definitely popular. You can find one brand new, or even a buddy that has a used one. Once again, a buddy, not off the internet. You don't know what's happened, but really easy to work on. Very, very good mechanical gun.
But we do
Just the
have
EMAC.
some coming in here in the near future. Nice. We got quite a few of them.
Go to the website, get signed up on those email
Yep.
alerts.
That's right.
All right, next up, Ryan Duarte. Weird.
It's on the screen.
It is. These would all be like, Tony, pronounce this. Hi there. Could someone perhaps tell me if this is a limited edition and what's this gun worth? Oh, crap. That's a question. One with you need images. So it's an infamous something.
That's an infamous X Pro.
Yeah, that's an X.
Yes, it's very limited. I mean, they made a good run of them. There's not too many. You don't see that pattern out there very often. And then what's it worth?
I mean, maybe $200, $300 price range.
Just
I mean,
depends on what people.
It's
if you
still
got
a X Pro.
Yeah, you still got an real good infamous following out there. So I mean, you might get lucky. You might snag good condition. You might get 400 or 500 from the right person. You never know. But yeah, I would expect 300-ish as long as it's working. But
In
it's
a
a cool
great
gun.
working
For sure.
condition.
Yeah.
It looks sharp.
Yeah, no, it's a good gun.
All right, I'm going to take a peek at the comments real quick to see what anybody else said.
Okay.
If you guys are close to the consensus.
Just like I said,
Yep.
it's worth what someone's willing to pay for it.
Correct. Then market value. Fair market value, whatever everyone's
Yeah, it's
appreciating.
an axe.
So Nico Tags is the guy that I want to deal with because he says it is in fact a limited edition marker. The price brand new $700, and then the guy asked and secondhand value, and then it's crickets.
Correct.
Yeah.
Brand new 700. So like
Yeah.
I'm saying, to the right buyer, 350, 400 if it's good, if they really want it.
You're automatically 50%.
Right.
Just figure 50% right automatically. You're going to lose.
Unless it's a super cocker, those things only go up in value.
That's right. Mark knows that the best.
All right, Justin Jones. Could you do a video comparing the different paintball lubricants available? Thanks in advance.
Ooh.
Well, we have already a video on a lubricant on the YouTube page. But yeah, we could do something.
I mean, if you want PE grease and Exalt and Ultra Silk and all the other stuff out there, we can do one. I mean, we were talking like viscosity, or we talking lubricity?
Lubricity, all of it. I mean, you can see what lasts longer, what changes your velocity when you're lubing the gun. Because a lot of guns,
man to talk to.
a lot of the grease is the thicker grease will slow down the drag on the gun. Ultra Silk will reduce the friction.
He said he's going to silk you.
Does the grease you use affect your warranty of your marker?
The warranties, I mean, as long as you're lubricating properly, I don't see how it could.
Okay. Just curious. Justin Hughes. How often should I change the O-rings on my Gamma Core? I run an Ether 2 and I have shot about 8,000 balls already. I'm not having any leaks. I would just prefer changing before that point. Pick full attention.
Oh, to rebuild your bolt system? Oh, I mean, you're talking once a year?
So as long as it's lubed and those O-rings
Yeah.
aren't deteriorated or chipped, you're
Once
saying,
a year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to tear down the gun and
Replace
replace
all
all
the
the O-rings. I mean, as long as it's well lubricated, 40, 50,000 rounds.
There you go.
I mean,
Make sure every time you play, I always do with my stuff. Every time I play, wipe off the old lube, fresh coat it, throw it back in. If you start to hear a leak, then it might be time to replace the O-rings. But only 8,000 to 10,000 shots. I think you're good. Just keep that bad boy lubed up.
Lubricate it every 7 to 10,000 rounds, though. I mean, you want to make sure it's lubricated every 7 to 10,000 rounds.
Okie dokie. Oh, man, these names are killing me. Frogs. Distrin Steinberg. Looking for a new gun between the HK Army Shocker Amp or the Lux TM40. Is the TM40 worth the price jump?
From what? From what? From what?
It's the HK Army Shocker Amp, which is one behind you.
Correct.
And there's a Lux TM40, which is one behind you. So
Here.
pull them off the wall.
Here, let's take a look at this. Tony, I appreciate you.
I got you.
Take deep breaths.
So, the Shocker HK?
Oh, he wanted
wanted the
HK
HK
one?
one.
HK one.
Oh.
God, nobody wants the basic models anymore.
Hey,
Kids
don't
add-
take that one down.
They don't know what that one is.
Yes, don't touch that one. So basically, we've got both spool valve design. The technology on this gun here is a little bit higher. It's got a different actual spool, drive cone, makes it a little bit more efficient. So yes, this is worth a little bit more money. Yes, you're going to get a smoother shot.
So you're saying you would shoot the TM40 over the amp
The way it's set up right now,
for the
yes.
price point?
For the price point.
Obviously, you're looking at milling features on the HK one.
Yeah, what you're getting is a milling feature. I mean, you've got the same eye covers. You know, they're magnetic eye covers. You've got a freak system in both. The only, this has got Cocker threads. This has got Lux threads. This has got the Lux tip. That's a spiral tip. But, I mean, they're both basically about the same.
But in your opinion, you would spend extra money to get the
This.
TM40 over this?
Correct.
All right, dude. That's Pizzo's answer. You heard it here first.
All right.
But this is still a great gun.
Well, of course.
I mean, it's still a great gun.
All right. Apparently, there's a lot of guns. Crap. Apparently, Black Ops Paintball got robbed.
I did see that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's never a good time.
No, and
There's a lot of guns and serial numbers put out there. So yeah,
yep, and they're on the screen right now. I've got the full list. Just
keep an eye out there.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. It's never fun to see a fellow shop or a store get robbed like that. And it's a lot of inventory. It's a lot of money that's out there wherever it is. So keep an eye out for Black Ops.
So if you're in the market for a secondhand gun and you see one of these on the list,
Yeah, check out Craigslist, eBay, all that stuff. If any of the serial numbers matches, or the colors, give them a call over at Black Ops. Let them know. Have them look into it. Or the cops, I don't know.
It's Black Ops.
and there's the info for Black Ops 2, guys. You can pause the video and read it all the way through if you haven't seen this already. And that's it. We're done.
All right. Until next time, put any other questions in the Facebook page. Ask us anything. We'll try to get to them as quick as we can. We appreciate it, guys. And as always, shop LoneWolfPaintball.com.
See you guys later.